Hey guys, this is Adam Carswell, and we are just winding down day 2 here at FreedomFest. We had a lot of action at the booth in regards to, I should say, Concordia Realty, the firm that I represent, but also, obviously, the Liberland show. We had a lot of action, a lot of information exchanged. Ran into a few Liberlandians today, one of which was Joe Quirk. I did not get a chance to step aside with Joe and interview him, but we're hoping that we can get him on the show here while we're in Vegas. I did have the privilege, though, of running into Doug Casey. So what we're going to do right now is flip over to my interview with Doug Casey, and he had some really cool things to say about Liberland. So let's check it out. Hey guys, this is Adam J. Carswell. This is day 2 of Liberland, and now I have the privilege of being joined by Mr. Doug Casey. He's very aware of Liberland and all that we have going on, and is also enjoying himself here at Liberland. So first, at FreedomFest. First, Doug, I have to say, how has your experience at FreedomFest been so far?
Well, I come to FreedomFest every year because it's one of the few places that almost everybody you talk to is a libertarian. Now, during the northern summer, I live in Aspen, Colorado, and I promise you, libertarians are not thick underfoot in the People's Republic of Aspen.
And are you going to be staying in Aspen for much longer?
Until November. Then I go down to Argentina and Uruguay. I spend most of the year down there. Come June, I'll return to the Northern Hemisphere to Aspen.
And what, you've been to how many countries is it again?
155.
Okay.
And I've lived in 10, which is actually in some ways more impressive because there are a lot of people today that just do the "it's Tuesday, this must be Belgium" thing to put another stamp in their passport. That's meaningless.
Yeah. Our maybe a mutual friend of ours, Kolya Spori. Are you familiar with him at all?
Very much. I like Kolya.
I think he's only got 2 more countries to visit or something like that.
Well, he has made a bad habit out of visiting every place possible. Yeah, I haven't traveled with him yet, but he's a fun guy to hang out with. I met him at, where did I meet him? I met him in Turkey at Hans Hoppe's annual get-together.
Okay. Yes, guys, Kolya was featured, I want to say, on either episode 6, 7, 8, or 9, so you can go ahead and go back through our Liberland show episodes and listen to Kolya Spori's story. But anyways, Doug, more about Liberland now. What makes you a supporter of the country? Well,
I've been involved in the so-called New Country movement for actually many years, starting out with the ill-fated venture of Nagri Amel, which was back in, when was that? 1976, when Mike Oliver, who may be dead now, was trying to break off the northern part of the New Hebrides Islands, which is now Vanuatu, and turn it into a new republic called Nagri Amel. So I got started with that, and then I got involved in the Minerva Project, which was some reefs off of Fiji. It was mismanaged, like almost all libertarian projects are, I promise you. And since then, I've been to, 8 or 10 countries talking to the president or the prime minister, or preferably the military dictator. They're much easier to deal with, about taking their shithole country and turning it into Hong Kong on steroids. No luck so far, but I've had some really fun adventures, I promise you. Great cocktail party conversation.
Quick question about that, too, in reference to libertarian countries staying organized. What makes you optimistic about Liberland?
Well, Liberland appears to actually have some actual real estate, which nobody's making a motion to take away from them. So if Liberland and Veit can actually develop it and get people moving there and living there, and it could work. It's possible. I think they probably come as close as anybody has so far, and there have been lots of failures and tries. But I'm on the side of Liberland.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time here today. Any closing remarks?
Live long and prosper.
All right, we love it. Thanks, Doug. Hey guys, we have one more special guest for today's episode. We're going to make an east to west, west to east North American connection. I'm on the line with Joey Langan, the Liberland, not only representative of the state of Ohio now, Joey. I mean, you wear so many hats for Liberland. I don't know if just calling you the representative for Ohio is even appropriate anymore. But the reason, guys, why we have Joey on the line is because he's fresh out of New York City with another huge Liberland meetup that just took place. So we want to kind of combine synergies today. Joey, what's going on?
Hey, Adam, how you doing? Trying to get, their accent going, but hey, how's everyone doing? Yeah, so I was the Ohio representative, and now I'm working more on a national, kind of international level. So I think the technical term for me will be charge d'affaires. So as a lot of people know, the country or place, called Taiwan is not recognized by the U.S., so whatever you feel about that, but they do have like representatives to the U.S. but technically they're called charge d'affaires, rather than an ambassador or something like that. So that will be my, I guess, official title. My official title from now on. Yeah.
But what was going on? Fill us in.
Yeah. No, we had some awesome things. I actually arrived on bus from DC, super cheap, and we actually went to a TNC launch. So TNC is basically, TNC IT Solution Group. So it's a multinational blockchain development company, and we were on the 65th floor of the Rockefeller Center, fancy meal, and Vit, he did a presentation and whatnot about Liberland. He actually gave it's like the merit award to, the guy in charge of TNC. I forget his name, but he treated us for a nice dinner afterwards and whatnot. So that was kind of our first day. And then our next day after that, we went to like an African Union where they essentially had things set up UN style. And, all different countries talking about, their different agendas, so, hey, by 2030, we're going to do this, by 2060, we're going to have this. And so that was very interesting. And we met a good lawyer there who's going to help us out on our case. And actually, probably one of the coolest people we met from the African Union was this lady whose name was called, people knew her by Queen Mother. And Queen Mother, she's basically worked for the UN for about 50 years or so. And she was basically, I guess, like an African ambassador from the UN, to Africa. And so we got to tell her about Liberland, and, she knows, all the presidents and, everyone in charge in Africa. So, she knows about Liberland now. We took some pictures. That was fantastic. And, and we have a new UN rep now. His name is Roy Tin, and he's kind of really kind of more or less holding her hand when it comes to any UN stuff. That's about as much as I can say on here. And he's actually inside the UN, kind of telling us like, hey, you guys need to do this, whatnot. And so getting that kind of experience is just amazing, Adam. So
yeah, it sounds like the biggest takeaway then from the trip. And by the way, the guys are still there.
Yeah.
So far, biggest takeaway has been the interaction with African nations and the United Nations.
Yeah. So just to clarify, we cannot go into the United Nations yet. The first thing that we're going to work on is getting observer status, and that, takes a few steps and whatnot. And then after we get observer status to the UN, then we would essentially have a reason to get onto premises. We do not have that yet, but this is something that we're working on, and this trip is really been a huge step. But yeah, they're actually still doing things in New York. I just got to get back to work. But we got Tom there, we got Bogie there, we got Vit there. Stephen Melnick is in the house there. And we got our new UN rep, Roy Tin. He's helping out things with Liberland on the UN level. We're proud to announce that he's going to join the Liberland Aid Foundation as a board member. So using kind of his expertise is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So, like we're looking forward to that. Also, when it comes to the Liberland Aid Foundation, which I happen to be on the board of, we're actually working on our website, and we're actually working on picking out our logo. And this is going to be something that's going to be used as not only on the financial wing, Liberland, but also, for diplomatic stuff as well. So we're really excited about on that work. But yeah, they're still there. They're actually doing a little, meet vit event, I think near Central Park. So I wish I was there. That sounds exciting, to meet some Liberland folks actually, in New York City. And they got a few more meetings and whatnot. And they'll be coming back about Friday. And Fit, heads back to Europe. So, but yeah, just fantastic things happening here on the East Side.
Perfect. Well, it's still a relatively young, what's the word I'm looking for? The night is young here in Vegas, and I've got some dinner appointments and stuff coming up. So we're going to wrap this interview. But Joey, thank you for coming on, and any final comments before we close out the show?
No, I just have to, say that everything you're doing in Vegas is awesome. Great that you got a booth. I loved your last episode. It was fantastic. Appreciate the call out, as always.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to getting some, feedback on what people at FreedomFest are saying. I wish I was out there. I wish I could just take, a trip from New York and just go straight to Vegas and join you guys and keep on working.
If you were here, you would be, I could just imagine, you would be crushing it. So you're definitely missed.
Oh, appreciate that. But no, you're doing a fantastic job, and you're always crushing stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. This was, I guess we had Doug Casey and Joey Langenbrunner on today's show. And I was going to say Joey Langenbrunner, the Ohio representative, but Joey, close us out with your new title.
Charge d'affaires to the U.S. for the Free Republic of Liberland. And there you go, folks.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you in the next episode. Guys, if you enjoy listening to the Liberland Show, be sure to check out my own personal podcast called Dream Chasers. On Dream Chasers, we interview individuals with supernatural amounts of potential based on early success in their careers. Go ahead and do a web search on it. Again, my name is Adam Carswell, Adam J. Carswell. Go ahead, type in Dream Chasers, and it should pop up for you to listen there on any platform, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, etc. Thanks for tuning in to the Liberland Show, and we will catch you in the next episode. Thanks.